What's poppin' y'all? Today I'm gonna be going over my entire pit history, including my leaderboard positions, the order in which I got every single upgrade to see if I recommend the same order, and then I'm gonna be going over my item collection. With over 1,600 hours in the pit, it's been quite a journey. As you can see, my account is Prestige 30, level 120, with 10 million gold grinded in this prestige alone. I have 4 remaining Renown upgrades to purchase, the final level of Renown XP bump, and 3 cosmetic effects. So basically, I've maxed the Renown shop. My leaderboard positions are pretty average, with only a few stats that shine through. For chat messages, I am 263rd in the world with over 60,000 messages sent. I'm a little bit talkative. For current gold, I am 94th in the world with 2.7 million current gold. For Dark Pants, I am 149th with 180 Dark Pants created. For Ender Chest Opens, I am 265th with 21,000 opens. For Hidden Jewels Triggered, this is my highest leaderboard spot, I am 13th in the world with over 173 triggered. For most kills, I am 356th with 282,000 kills. For Lifetime Renown, I am 206th with over 3,400 earned. I am 72nd for Mystics Enchanted with a whopping 2,700 items enchanted. And then last but definitely not least, I am 118th for Soup Drink with over 45,000 soups consumed. So overall, yeah, I think I'm maybe definitely a bit addicted to enchanting and should probably go to rehab, but you know, that takes effort, so I'm good. Alright, so now we're gonna get into my prestiges and the order in which I got all upgrades. So for my first prestige, I managed to knock it out in a little under 2 days. I bought pretty standard passive upgrades, prioritizing XP and gold boost. I immediately sussed out that Trickle Down is the GOAT Okay, I'm joking. I have no idea why I purchased Trickle Down, but I immediately bought Strength Chaining after, so I must have not really liked it at this stage of the game. Then some pretty standard purchases. I basically did what I recommend most players do, apart from purchasing the melee and damage reduction passives. I purchased the best, most basic perk setup for early game, Streaker or Safety First, Strength Chaining, and Vampire. I completed the first prestige in less than 30 hours after starting, only stopping to presumably sleep. I managed to get 92,000 gold, and probably traded in the extra gold for items, and then prestiged. Immediately after getting Prestige 1, I decided to purchase Tenacity, a very solid first Renown upgrade. Then I basically did the same thing as the first prestige, and finished it out by purchasing Mysticism level 1, probably after getting a bit of renown from major events. To get to Prestige 2, it took me 3 days, and I earned less gold than my first prestige by a whopping 2,000. Showing that basically I was starting to get the hang of XP streaking. For Prestige 2, I liked the look of the Barbarian perk, so I decided to purchase it, and then immediately regretted my decision because perk slots during this stage are kind of vital, and I didn't really know what to swap it with. If I swapped Strength Chaining with Barbarian, my kill rate slowed to a crawl. If I swapped Streaker out, my XP rate would be slowed to a crawl, so it's kind of a lose-lose. After a few days and some major event grinding, I also purchased Mysticism 2, slowly getting to that magical Mysticism level 9 that I have been pushing for. To get to Prestige 3, it took me 4 months because I guess I quit the game thinking it was dog water. How wrong I was. How naive. After returning to the pit, the next prestiges were insanely quick. I must have done or something. I purchased XP Bump and Mysticism 3, then Mysticism 4, then Mysticism 5. Prestige 3 took 4 days where I got 147k gold and earned quite a bit of renown. As you can see though, my perks and passives purchased still looked quite similar to the first prestiges. I seem to have experimented a bit with Bounty Hunter, but probably realized getting gold at this point wasn't going to serve me well in the long run. Prestige 4, oddly, was one of the fastest and most efficient prestiges I have done. Not a single renown upgrade was purchased, only the bare essential perks and upgrades, the peak efficiency model for prestiging. I earned 70,000 gold, literally less than the last prestige, and I completed it after only 2 days. Prestige 5 was another quickie, but at this point I had kinda gotten the rhythm of the game down and just wanted to be able to enchant. I purchased Fancy Hat and First Strike, but similarly to Barbarian, I didn't end up using First Strike as Strength Training is just flat out better. I completed Prestige 5 in 2 days, just like Prestige 4, and grinded 92,000 gold. Prestige 6 was when I finally got one of the best upgrades in the game, Extra Perk Slot. allowing me to finally utilize the perks I had unlocked but not used, like First Strike and Barbarian. It took me 3 days and 118,000 gold grinded to Prestige, again only purchasing the basic passive upgrades and perk setup as I was used to now. At Prestige 7, I was able to afford Extra Hearts 1, and later in the Prestige, I finally unlocked the best 4th perk for my setup, Dirty, which when combined with strength training allows for even a diamond setup to pop off. It took me, yet again, 2 days and 118,000 gold grinded to get to the next Prestige. At Prestige 8, I hit a bit of a wall, as it took me a whopping 6 days. Just kidding, I'm just joking, that's still insanely fast, but I did decide to start really investing in other passives at this point. I didn't purchase a single Renown upgrade, as presumably I was saving for some upgrade. It took me 6 days and 209,000 gold to Prestige. Starting on Prestige 9, we can see what I was saving up for during my last Prestige, the Way, which meant I didn't have to slog through levels using golden heads until I could use Vampire. And as you can see, the first thing I purchased after getting the Way was Vampire. Then, as I had a bit of extra renown, I purchased Mysticism 6 and 7, only 2 levels away from being able to tier 3 any mystics. Surprisingly, I only took 3 days on this prestige again, and earned 164,000 gold. Like, I'm speeding through these early ones. At Prestige 10, let's just say I was sick of the wait, so literally the only things I purchased during this prestige were the basic perks and passives, and then Mysticism 8 and 9. It took me 5 days to get to Prestige 11, and I earned 205,000 gold in the meantime. At Prestige 11, I really started to experiment with other perks, seeing if the setup I was using was truly the best. Spoilers, after purchasing Kung Fu, Marathon, and Olympus, I was still 100% sure I was using the best setup I could get. So maybe don't go for those upgrades unless they really speak to you. It took me 5 days and 382,000 gold to Prestige, the most gold I had gotten from a Prestige so far. Prestige 12 is only explainable by my ability to be absolutely based. You see, I was, again, tired of being a little peasant, so I bought some XP gear, maybe got it donated, can't remember, and bam! 27 hours and 240,000 gold later, I was at Prestige 13 and had gotten Tenacity 2. Prestige 13 was yet another peak efficiency prestige, only purchasing the bare essentials and saving renown for yet another expensive upgrade. At this point, I also took another break from the game, as my brain probably needed to recharge after going full based gamer mode last prestige. Prestige 13 took 329,000 gold and 18 days to complete. Prestige 14 was when I finally hit the real wall of the pit. Again, going the peak efficiency route, I ended up getting Extra Hearts 2, Scam Artist 1, and Scam Artist 2, but then struggled for a while trying to get the next Prestige. Prestige 15 took almost 2 months to get to, with over 550,000 gold grinded at the end. And at this point, the rate in which I start to get prestiges slows dramatically, as I started to stay at prestiges for extended periods of time in order to enchant. I purchased Scam Artist 3, Heresy 1 and 2, and Contractor 1 through 3. It then took 7 months and 708,000 gold to get to Prestige 16. At Prestige 16, I started to get real wonky with my Renown spending, because remember, this was before a lot of Renown upgrades had been added in the Killstreak update. So, after purchasing Heresy 3, I decided to be an absolutely based gamer and purchased Fishing Club 1 through 5, at which point I guess I fished for 15 days straight, getting over 750,000 gold and finally getting to Prestige 17, although maybe that wasn't done fishing, who knows. By now, I had also cemented the beginning stages of prestiging, and I continued buying whatever Renown upgrades interested me. For some reason, choosing Apollo and Raw Numbers, 2 completely optional upgrades that I really should have avoided for at least a few more prestiges. And then I finally started getting useful upgrades again, buying Renown Gold Boost 1, Mysticism 10, and Contractor 4. Getting to Prestige 18 took 15 days, where I grinded 842,000 gold. At Prestige 18 is where I felt I could really invest in passive upgrades without it being a massive waste of gold, as the time spent on prestiges at this point can be extremely long. I purchased Scam Artist 4 and then literally went psycho mode and grinded Renown Gold Boost from level 2 up to level 10. To get to Prestige 19, it took about a month of grinding, and at the end I had grinded 1.43 million gold. by far my greatest amount grinded. I spent quite a while at this prestige, as I felt I had reached a point where I didn't really need to focus on XP and was more just enjoying the grind, hence all the renown I got and spent. But this is again before the kill streaks update. At Prestige 19, I decided to go full XP mode again, so after purchasing Scam Artist 5, I went full based gamer mode yet again and knocked out the entire Prestige in 11 days with 1.24 million gold grinded. At the end, I purchased Cool Conclave, another useless upgrade, XP Bump 2, a slightly less useless upgrade, and Impatient, probably the most fitting upgrade to get at this point because it's completely useless and describes exactly what I was feeling. At Prestige 20, I finally invested in Divine Intervention 1, got Armory 1 through 4, and tried out, and hated the perks Rambo and Overheal. Wait, did I? Wait. I didn't actually. Wait. I actually didn't even purchase Rambo after unlocking it in the Renown shop? So, did I purchase a perk that I knew I wouldn't use just because it was there? Man, I really am based! It took a little under a month to get to Prestige 21 with 1.56 million gold grinded. During Prestige 21, I stayed pretty close to the formula, saving up and purchasing only one Renown upgrade, Fast Pass, which was way too late to get this upgrade for it to actually be useful, but when I was getting to the point where I was purchasing Renown upgrades just for the sake of why not, I don't think it really mattered to me. It took about a month to get to Prestige 22 with 1.92 million gold grinded by the end. Prestige 22 was a bit of a slower prestige as I spent lots of time grinding Renown for upgrades. Starting with Divine Intervention 2 and 3, then getting XP Bump 3 through 5, the upgrade Yummy for some reason, and then continuing the trend of wasting Renown on perks I don't use, I purchased Recon and Conglomerate, not even bothering to purchase Conglomerate after unlocking it. Then, in my height of wisdom, I bought Superb Launch Trail! Yay, a cosmetic Renown upgrade. It took about 2 months after this to Prestige, with 1.44 million gold grinded at the end. Prestige 23 was a pretty boring one, only purchasing Inventory Management 1 and 2, and after a little over a month, I prestiged, with a whopping 2.61 million gold grinded. Dang. Prestige 24 is the prestige where the Kill Streaks update was added for me, where I immediately purchased the promotion upgrade to Assistant to the Streaker, which, when released, basically prevented Mystic Lives from being lost on death after reaching a Mega Streak. This has been removed though, so promotion's kinda useless now. Same with Assistant to the Streaker. But absolutely bonkers upgrade when it was first added. And I purchased it before I even got Assistant to the Streaker. I literally looked at it and went, it doesn't matter what Assistant to the Streaker is, I'm purchasing this. Assistant to the Streaker in current day meta is only a mediocre perk, only really useful for Magnum Opus or Uber Streaks, so I don't really recommend getting it. I then purchased Magnum Opus for repairing Mystics, Beast Mode for the extra damage and Diamond Helmet, Highlander for gold grinding, and Uber Streak, which is basically like extra cool rewards. And all of these I should have basically gotten when they were first purchasable, but since they were added at a later prestige for me, I had to get them all bulk near this time. Since I obviously didn't know an update was going to be added, I wasted a lot of my earlier Renown on those useless cosmetic upgrades, so if you simply don't purchase those, you should be fine. Then finally, I purchased Pants Bundle, which is just a small little shop edition thing that's nice. After all these insane kill streaks were added, gold and XP grinding actually got way easier to do, mainly because of the insane promotion ability, meaning that almost no one lost lives at this stage. So, Prestige 25 took less than a month for me to complete, during which I grinded 2.38 million gold. Prestige 25 is when I focused on getting the rest of the useful additions from the update, focusing on the extra kill streak upgrade, First Aid Egg, a very useful shop item, auto buy for my First Aid Egg, Iron Pack, which in this version gave iron helmets. It no longer does, so it's kind of useless. Very Yummy, because why not? And then finally, the Hermit Killstreak bundle, which was just good for protection. Prestige 25 took me just about 3 months to complete, with 2.61 million gold grinded by the end. For the entirety of Prestige 26, I was saving up for only one Renown upgrade. It took me a little over 2 months, with 2.85 million gold grinded by the end. Immediately after getting Prestige 27, I purchased purchase the upgrade I was saving up for, Celebrity, which is just literally like the most no-brainer upgrade to buy. Then I started to finish buying the unprioritized upgrades from the update that I had been eyeing for a while: Diamond Leggings, Bounty Solvent, Jump Boost Potion, and Pure Rage. It took 5 months to get to the next prestige, with 2.94 million gold grinded by the end. So, by this point, most of the upgrades in the shop had been purchased, with a few expensive upgrades remaining. I unlocked Thick at this point because I had started doing Ubers and was recommended it, and I finally unlocked the To the Moon Killstreak bundle, which could have saved me a lot of time grinding XP during the earlier prestiges. It took 5 months to get to Prestige 29, and almost exactly 3 million gold grinded at the end. Prestige 29 was pretty straightforward at this point, and I felt I could really focus on enchanting instead of grinding XP, allowing my account to passively gain XP instead of ever streaking for it. I started finishing up the Renown shop, buying Inventory Management 3, Do Your Own Carpentry, and 1-Upper. Without focusing on XP and leaving multiple times to focus on finishing college, it took me, are you ready for this? 533 days, or 1 year, 5 months, and 15 days to get to Prestige 30, during which I grinded 5.41 million gold. And here we are, Prestige 30. I unlocked it at the end of 2022 and only recently reached level 120, where I will be remaining. Instead of wasting my time going for XP, which only really gives me Renown, and I've literally maxed the shop, I have decided to focus solely on getting gold and fresh and enchanting. All my Renown just goes to finishing the upgrade shop or buying Dark Pants. So far in this prestige, I have unlocked Self-Confidence, Experience Industrial Complex, kind of a waste not to get that one earlier, Obsidian Stack because why not, Tactical Insertion, Co-op Cap because it slaps the soup, and Renown XP Bump 6 through 9, with XP Bump 10 being my last actual upgrade. So far, it's been 543 days since I've last prestiged, and I've grinded just over 10 million gold, which all went right back into enchanting. So that's how I got to Prestige 30. Since I started playing before some upgrades were added, I don't recommend following my exact order of upgrades, especially after I went brain dead and started purchasing like Rambo. Also, it is important to note that the entire reason I was able to fly through some of those earlier prestiges was because of the items I had. I got a lot of sweaty gear, and remember, being a pit YouTuber is just so hard, so a lot of that was also donated. Turns out getting insanely good XP gear is good for grinding XP, so no shocker there. And then remember, also, I was absolutely psycho at this point, and sometimes played literally for 24 hours straight. So now, we're gonna go over to the items I've collected throughout my pit experience. For items, I don't actually have what most players consider a quote-unquote god set, mainly because I hate meta god sets right now and genuinely just prefer gold grinding instead. So a majority of the items on my main account right now are just kind of chilling there, waiting to be sold or used for some random video. Alright, so let's start with the bows. So I have a telebow, so this is just for regular combat and god streaking, getting away from hunters. So then a volley bottomless quiver, so this is for getting arrows. Then I have a volley push comes to shove, so this is for mobility and also just being a little annoying gremlin shooting people around. Then I have a mega longbow lucky shot. Lucky shot isn't great, but it's just more fun, and I go more for fun items. Then I have a MLB parasite, so this is by far the best healing bow I have, because when combined with vampire, where every single critical shot, which is a fully charged bow shot, gives 1.5 healing, you then heal 2.5 hearts per arrow hit, well, per MLB shot. And then finally, I have the MLB Faster Than Their Shadows 3, so this is for any speed-related builds that I want to go for, because speed 4 is pretty good, turns out. For swords, I have a Pit Pocket 3 Punch 3, which is my little meme sword. It's also artifact, which is nice. Someone actually gave this to me, which was very kind of them. Then for a little healing sword, I have a Lifesteal 3 Combo Damage 3. Then for gold, I have a Moctezuma 2 Crush 2 Executioner 1. If this was Executioner 2, it would actually be worth something, but I kind of just use this because it's ungemmed and I don't have a better gold sword right now, although I am looking. Then I have a XE2 Pants Radar 2. I was thinking about gemming this because Pants Radar 3 is great, but gems are super expensive right now, and I think this is worth less than a gem. Then I have a XE2 Lifesteal 3, so this is if I'm doing any uber streaking and I'm really struggling with survivability, I would pull this out. Then I have the legend himself, Grimbo, the combo damage 3 XE2 Bruiser 3. I enchanted him myself ages ago and named him because he was so overpowered at the time and literally got me like tons of uber streak completions. And then finally, I have a golden boosted 3 Executioner 3. This is for any golden head setups or anything like that I do where I will have absorption. Then we get to the like main damage swords that I have. So I have a Billionaire 3 King Buster 3, which is absolutely busted. I enchanted that myself. Then I have a Billionaire 1 Lifesteal 2, so this would be another healing sword like the Lifesteal 3 Combo Damage 3, but it's not super great because it's Billionaire 1, but it's still decent because it is Lifesteal 2. Then I have my favorite sword, well, I would say Grimbo is my favorite, but this is technically my most valuable and best sword. I have a Combo Perun 2, wait, this is the wrong sword. I'm thinking of this thing. Oh, I'm just so confused with how many double rares I have. Guys, being a pit YouTuber is so... Just kidding. So, this is the sword I'm talking about. Perun 2, Executioner 2, XP Boost 3. This is the most valuable sword I have. Then this sword I enchanted myself. Not the best sword, just because Combo Stun 2 is not the best. But it does have Sharp, which is nice, so it is still worth a little bit. Then I have this Combo Perun and Moctezuma 3. This used to be my main gold sword because it's artifact. But, as you can see, it's not doing too hot in the lives department. And then I have a Perun 3 Bounty Reaper 3, which is, well, I enchanted it myself, and it is for hunting, but as you... Looks like some people got banned. Hunting is not actually my favorite thing in the game, so I like never do it, so this like never gets used, but I do have it. For pants, I have quite some interesting ones. A majority have been enchanted myself, but the Regularity 3, Wolfpack 3, I actually really like for doing uber streaks because Wolfpack, you were looking at it earlier in the video, it gets kills. It's pretty nice. Then Regularity 2, Pit Blob, because if I have a Regularity Wolfpack, why not have a Pit Blob as well? Then we have the absolute meme pants I enchanted myself, Gomra's Heart 3, Danger Close 2, Escape Pod 3, and then literally on the complete flip side, well, not even flip side, the exact same but slightly different, we have the Wolfpack 3 Escape Pod 3 Last Stand 2s that I enchanted as well ages ago. Then for like little random pants, I have Pants Radar 2 Crit Funky 3, so that's what I would use with the Pants Radar sword I have up here. Then I have these, which I'm borrowing. I would do these for like Ubers, but I'm not doing Ubers quite now, and I've really been enjoying these, but I will be trying these out just because Crit Funky 3 Pit Blobs are nice. Then I have Mind Assaults, so Mind Assaults are by far the best like enchant for any major event or most major events, particularly Rage Pit and TDM. Then I have these Counter Offensive 3 Gotta Go Fast 3 Divine Miracles. So these I bring whenever I'm doing an uber streak and I'm afraid of dying. It's like my getaway pants, so it gives me speed and I move faster, and then Divine Miracle just in case the getting away doesn't work. Then for gold grinding, I have a Gold Bump 2 Moctezuma 3 and a Moctezuma 2 Gold Boost 2. I enchanted this one myself and I'm gonna break it. So how I do gold gear is I literally just burn through lives and don't bother repairing. I get semi-good gear, sort of like this Moctezuma 3 that I don't even want to bother showing. I guess I just did, that's okay. But like this one is sort of more in the realm that I would actually start to want to repair it, and then this one I probably will repair, I just got it. Then for self-checks, I have 3, just because I need to go through so many, just because of uber streaks and stuff like that. Self-check 2s, because I don't care about lives when I bring them, and then a self-check 3 if I have a bounty that I actually want to cash in for full value. And then I have a Golden Helmet, Archangel Chestplate, and Armageddon Boots. This is just the basic little setup. You get the Archangel Chestplate and the Armageddon Boots on this map. By doing the little things here, you get all of the perks up to max, and you get a little Archangel Chestplate and stuff like that. And then the other one has the Armageddon Boots. Then just little fun little extra items I have. Hidden Jewels, because obviously I can't go 10 days without enchanting, so obviously my addiction means I gotta have them here. And then finally, my Pebble 3s, because I do actually bring Pebble 3s with me pretty regularly. I have some pretty unique ones on my main account here. I have a Pebble 3 Instaboom 3 mirror, so Instaboom will do true damage to yourself, but mirror prevents that, so these are really good Instaboom pants, and obviously Pebble 3's Pog. Then Pebble 3 respawn resistance, just because I like to remind myself what I hate in life, and respawn resistance 3 is exactly what I hate, but I like to juxtapose it with Pebble 3 so that I'm not getting cancer immediately looking at this item. Then I have Pebble 3, Crit Funky 3, artifacts, so 100 lives. These are just beauty incarnate. And then I have Pebble 3, gotta go fast 3s, because gotta get that gold ingot pickup faster. And then I have regular Pebble 3s, because can't beat perfection. Due to the way Pit is, and with the limited inventory size, and even stash size, I think I have 100-something items. Yeah, I have 136 items in my stash right now. But because of that, I have to have alt accounts. If I get banned for it, I'm gonna be writing a strongly worded letter to Hypixel. But I have the account only Pebble. This is my, like, Moctezuma storage, Cherry storage, and also, oh yeah, it's my little extra item storage. So these are the items that I don't really use, but I want to keep around for sentimental reasons. So like I have some weird double rares, I have this regularity 2 mirror 3 that I should probably use, but I'm more looking to sell. Then I have this extraordinary that I enchanted myself, regularity 2 Instaboom 2 because why not, Instaboom 2 TNTs because why not, I enchanted those myself, escape pods, pit blobs, usual stuff. These are really nice, I enchanted those myself, Moctezuma's more, those need to go in the inventory, but like just kind of usual stuff. Then I have my actual XP gear that I don't use anymore, so XP Boost 3 Sweaty 3 and Sweaty 3 XP Boost 2 Sword. Then I have a Volley Wasp and a Billionaire Artifact, Prot 1 Armor, Sharp 1 Sword, Fake Feather, you know, some old bread, cake, the good stuff. Then on my other alt account, I have kind of more trash gear, so I have some milk if I ever do some cakes, I have some more pebbles, I have a default original golden helmet that only has 5 lives, then I have like some random garbage here that I'm trying to sell, so like, yeah, escape pod assassin and just things that are not worth much at all. And then finally, I have the God account itself. You all know it. If you don't, you're about to be blessed with knowledge. Oh, yes. I know I have some on my main, but that is nowhere near the blessing that is this account. Lots of these were donations, but I did spend a lot of time buying up Pebble 3s and fully filling up this account and part of the stash with Pebble 3s. And I got some pretty crazy ones, you know? Like, look at those. Crit Funky 3 Peroxides, Pebble, Crit Funky 3, you know? Gotta get all the Crit Funkies, another Crit Funky 3, Crit Funky 2s, all the Crit Funky 2s. Some Wolf Packs. Just beautiful all around. And yeah, those are all of my items. It's pretty fun. I've spent the last couple years getting these. I do often cycle through items. A lot of these will be gone in like a month or two just because that's how I work. I enchant a ton, sell it, use some stuff that I like, and then instead of repairing it, sell it again. And that's my entire Pit history. Who knows, maybe after another 1,600 hours, I'll make a part 2 going over my extra cool God set where I add 1 additional item. But for now, make sure to like this video and subscribe and join my Discord. Say hi to me, please. Saying hi to people is fun. And to all of those still complaining that Pit is too hard and you don't know what to do, at this point, I really, truly have only one response. And you probably know exactly what I'm gonna say, but that doesn't make it any less true. You have an actual skill issue. So solve it by becoming a gambling addict. Woo!
How to get through tough times. Cringy.
The chonk chow.
Step 1. Gaslight yourself.
Can we watch something else? It's about to get really good.
Take him to Detroit.
No, not Detroit.
Looks like the meth is kicking in.
Richard, I just smashed your phone.
You what?
Oh, Lord, he comes!
Good morning.